Search by Kevin Kostic. Alex Hewitt will be reading the part of Maureen. Erin Clarner will be reading the part of Sister and Daughter. Leslie Hatcher will be reading the part of Angela. Andrew Grossman the part of Joey, and Melissa Whitson the part of Mrs. Drask. Normally I would give this long speech about Spotlighters, but I want to thank Spotlighters for allowing us to be here for all of our readings. And we look forward to having Do It Now at Bellspin Corner in July. And then also Spotlighters are selecting a play from these readings that we're doing here now to do an August production. So we're very excited about that. So anyway, I'm going to sit down and we're going to start.
Michael, still accepting scripts for another couple weeks.
I know, yeah.
Long.
Okay.
And Miriam, Michael's going to be here in a second. If we can wait like 5 seconds.
Huh?
Still people in the lobby.
Okay. I need to start only because I don't want to melt down. So.
I'll deal with the meltdown.
Okay. So we have a couple minutes. Okay. So
The director at the next.
setting, the place setting. The play takes place mostly in the present day and mostly on the boardroom of the Waverly Hall Academy High School for Girls. Scene 1. And this is The Search by Kevin Kostic. Spotlight on a wooden bench in a locker room. Off stage, the door opens and a cheery crowd goes in. Wearing roller skates, knee pads, and a roller derby shirt, Sister stumbles onto the bench, clutching her injured hand. Maureen follows closely behind, still in work clothes, carrying a large purse. It is 2 years ago.
Okay, are you okay? Let me see.
No, you don't need to be here.
Let me see it.
So embarrassing. You jumped out of the stand.
What?
See, you make a big deal out of everything.
What? Let me just see it.
I am fine. You don't need to see it.
But she ran over your hand.
Not on purpose.
And the other girl knocked you down.
Okay, that was on purpose.
Blood. Are you bleeding?
I'm not bleeding.
We should go to the emergency room.
No way.
You've got broken and bloody fingers.
They're fine. I'm fine.
Oh, sure.
See?
God, come on, let's go.
You always make such a big deal. I am not going to the ER 5 minutes after my first bout. That is humiliating.
But you got hurt. People get hurt. When was the last time you roller skated? Did you train at all for this? And why are you wearing hand pads like other girls?
They didn't have any extras. Look, I'm borrowing all the equipment until I can get my own.
Well, that explains the jersey.
I like it.
Kiss my ass? Seemed a little understated for you.
It belonged to a girl who's out with a broken leg.
It's not even a pun.
She wasn't very creative.
We need to go to the hospital. You remember Grandpa when he wanted to kiss us and his fingers were all like twisted up? That was because he caught a baseball as a kid and didn't want to leave the game. He had to work as a plumber with his hands. Bad hands the rest of his life.
Fine, I will go. Is your insurance going to get there?
You still don't have
Look, I just need some tape.
tape.
Yeah, they should have tape around here somewhere.
I didn't see anything.
Hey, ow!
God, I'm sorry. I'm here.
Maureen scrambles through her purse and pulls out the scotch tape dispenser.
Scotch tape.
It's what I got.
Sister takes the tape. After an unsuccessful attempt to fly it herself, she was up and hands it back to Maureen.
Can you please? Are you
Please?
sure you don't want?
Yeah. Just tape it.
Maureen slowly wraps 2 of her sister's fingers together.
Hey, don't stress. All right, that finger was already crooked.
Since when?
I was moving an old dresser Mom gave me, and I got pinched against a cinder block.
You should go back to running.
Why?
It's not full contact for one thing.
Fun in that.
You've got races all over the place. It wouldn't take you much to get back in shape.
Need more. So, give any kids detention today?
No, I only had a few meetings with teachers in the morning, and then I drove out here.
Thanks for coming.
Maureen finishes the tape.
How's that? What are you doing?
Just a minute. It feels okay. See you after.
Sister skates off stage. The door and the crowd noise are heard again. Maureen picks up the mouth guard off the floor.
Your mouth thing!
She races off to catch her sister. Scene 2. Lights up on the boardroom of Waverly Hall Academy High School for Girls. It's Wednesday evening at 6 p.m., present day. Space is stuffy and old, filled with books, paintings, and furniture dating back to the late 1800s. there's a door upstage plus an impressive brown stain on the one wall. Maureen and Joey are seated at a table. Maureen is wearing one of her good suits that was never that nice to start with. She waits awkwardly. Joey is dressed sharp and casually in snaffle. A loud class alarm bell rings. Action priest resumes. Maureen hears the voice of her sister in her memory.
Maureen! Maureen!
It's not that I'm against getting cash. I just don't think that I'm in the right vehicle to do it. Meaning, in that moment, you know? There are other structures with full services that are better places. Places that have social workers and clinicians, and I don't know what a person living with addiction needs, right? Usually I'll stick some sort of card in with a granola bar that gives phone numbers and all. It's not going to change anything. It's a Band-Aid for the moment. Hell, it's not even that much of a Band-Aid. It's one of those super tiny circle Band-Aids that would last for all of half a second once you had to watch your hands.
Well, what if they,
What's that?
what if they don't have a phone?
Huh. Good point. The addresses are on there too.
Oh,
This is weird, right?
I'm not sure entirely what this is.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm Joey.
Maureen.
Maureen!
Any trouble finding it?
No, I've been here before. I've been here before.
Sure.
I went to school here.
You did?
Both my sister and I, yeah.
Yeah. When did you graduate?
Oh,
I'm sorry. Don't answer that. I shouldn't have asked. I have a tendency to ask dumb questions. You sure you don't want a piece of fruit? I've got another one. They're just about to turn, but not too bad. Wish I had one of those granola bars.
no, thanks. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm starving. I missed lunch earlier.
Sure.
Maureen!
I think there's going to be food.
Here? Tonight?
Dinner and conversation. That's what mine said.
Ooh, that'd be great.
And are you on the panel?
Oh no.
You're applying for it?
Just like you.
Do you know who else?
The applicants? Not sure. It's probably just going to be us and Mrs. Grass.
The chair of the board?
That's her.
Can't go much higher than that.
Not here, you can't.
You just think they would have us all together at this point.
I've seen weirder.
Yes, I guess when it's your family that started school, you can run it as you like.
The prerogative of being old and independent.
Right.
Maureen! Did you find it? Maureen!
Joey eats his apple as he talks.
I don't know. For me, a while back, like in my 20s, I did this fellowship where I toured across Europe studying every education mode and structure I could get my hands on. I lived on bread and tea and cheese for 3 months. Loved it.
Sister enters, she's a memory in Maureen's mind, and no one else can see her. She's wearing jeans and a sweatshirt, and so she's the room for something. As Joey drones on, Sister and Maureen share a glance at his extent, since I remember before that.
And the schools I saw were pretty good, but still were really in that old British model. Heavy standardization, heavy testing, very didactic pedagogy. I mean, it's amazing East and Southern Africa have been able to advance at all given the education system the English pushed on them. So, okay, so then I'm back here in the States and I get really into accreditation and I observe a bunch of schools in the US, mostly on the coasts, up and down California, around New York, and in Massachusetts. And yeah, I gotta say, with all the different US schools I've looked at and the models I've written about, Waverly does a lot of things right. As much as you kind of hate to admit it, given it can come across as so damn pretentious. I mean, no offense. So then, in the end, what is it, right? What's the formula? Yeah, sure, class size, but class size isn't everything. We know that. I mean, a lot of schools have that. A lot of struggling schools have that, simply due to the reason they are struggling and that, frankly, still don't deliver a quality education. In that circumstance, correlation is not causation, you know?
Oh, sure. You have a piece of an apple on
Oh,
your
thanks. Yeah, I just see it as a super important juncture right now with lots of significant decisions they need to make.
decisions.
Waverly, choosing a new head of school.
Oh, right.
You grew up around here? Oh, that's right, you went here.
I did, generally. Bridgetown.
Oh, wow. That must have been a hike every day.
Coming here was a big deal for both of us, my sister and me.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, your sister went here too?
Yes, she did. It was a really happy time for her.
I bet.
And she passed away last month.
I'm sorry.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How'd she die?
Suicide.
I gotta stop asking stupid questions. I would have sworn I had a granola bar here somewhere. Son ate it. You got kids?
A daughter, 15.
Oh. So if you were here, she'd be able to go. Nice. It is a nice perk to the job.
It is. It is.
Of course, I got 3 boys, so whatever. They're animals. I love them.
Angela and Mrs. Trask get their high-end suits and briefcases make Maureen feel like she's in the minor leagues. But Maureen and Joey move to read Mrs. Trask.
Yes, 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 that is the lesson they need to learn over and over and over. Oh, good. We're all here. And you're Maureen?
Yes, hi.
Joseph, yes. And this is Angela Vaughn.
Hello.
Apologies, didn't mean to keep you waiting. Angela and I were just taking a walk, you see, to see the new science wing of the school.
It is very impressive.
If you want the best collegiate experience science programs in the country to take our girls seriously, we have to take our girls seriously. That's right.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course.
That is what I was telling Angela. I'm just so sorry we didn't have it earlier, when you were here. We weren't focused like that. Back then it was about horseback riding and having a TV homeroom show.
Well, progress is important.
Well, you made it out all right. You're back here anyways. So, everybody sit and I'll tell you what's going on. And we can have a bite to eat. Nothing Nancy fancy tonight, sorry, just pizza. You bring in your top candidates and you give them pizza. Blah. Well, it's all I'm able to get in after hours. Thanks for coming on such short notice. I got a meeting right after this one, so there's no fine china. Okay, folks, here's the deal. You are all the top candidates for the open head position at the school at Waverly Hall Academy. Congratulations to each of you. In fact, I'll tell you one more. You were all my top candidates. As chair of the board of Waverly Hall, I provide the final yay, nay. As to who we select for this program, that's me. There is an executive committee on the board that weighs in too, okay. That's who I'm meeting in an hour, but I wanted to have this meeting first. Clear? Good. I'm proud to say that through my long tenure at this school, we've enjoyed good leadership, smart people, mostly women, but not all, leaders who have cared for both our students and the institution itself. In terms of leadership, we've done well, except for the last one, and a little bit of the one before. You hear what I'm saying to you. Unfortunately, our previous heads were, hold that thought.
Mrs. Trask exits, and returns, reeling in a drink cart with sodas and water.
I apologize. I told my admin to go home. She was coughing and sneezing so bad, so much, she was shaking the walls. Did you want anything to drink? Here, have something. Not much here, just soda and water. I got my hand slapped a while back for having wine during interviews. So, as I was saying,
The last head of school.
And a little bit of the one before.
yeah. The last head of school. You are all probably knew her or knew of her. She was not what the school needed. What the school needed, what the school needs, and this is an analogy I thought of earlier today at the hairdresser. We need a leader who can be a lighthouse. Someone who can look over the rocky shores and shine a light on what's coming. What I had, past tense, was someone who just ran meetings. I'm not hiring a meeting facilitator or camp counselor. We're good on that? Let your principal do that stuff, and this is the head of the school. I need someone who is observant. Somebody who sees what's happening and how to get through it. If you did an ounce of homework, you should know enrollment is down, donations are down, student acceptances into the Ivy League are down. I need someone who, while everybody else has their head down, focusing on what's in front of them, I need someone with their head up, seeing what's coming at us, keeping us on the right path. You understand what I'm saying? I need someone who sees the rocks ahead and gets around them. Make sense? Make sense. Come on, it's like on an airplane in the emergency room. I need you to verbalize. Make sense?
Oh, yes.
Make sense?
Yes.
Make sense.
Very much, yes.
Good. Hold on for one moment.
Ms. Trask, sometimes several documents from her briefcase and a consent. She places them in front of each applicant.
So, I'd like each of you to read and please sign this.
Confidentiality agreement?
You're observant. Good.
This, this may not be permissible.
Oh, man. They're permissible enough. My lawyer said so, right after I threatened to fire him. Look, I brought all of you together in one shot because, frankly, if you're worth your salt, we're going to be discussing sensitive information about the school. And as things go, if you're not all going to get the job. Shocker, I know. In fact, if I don't give my recommendation to the executive committee in 1 hour, they're going to push for us to pay an ungodly amount of money to a damn search firm to start the whole damn thing over. I don't want that. I want what's in this room. But as I mentioned, I've been burned before. I hired the last one. I don't want to be burned again. I want a good apples to apples look. So here now, I need to see what you pick.
Apples?
The next rock about to hit the bow, or stern, whatever.
So, whoever figures out the rocks gets the job?
That's part of it. Figuring out the rocks is the first part. Then you gotta get us around it. But if you want to be in the captain's chair and put your hand on the whatever, if you want in, you've got to sign the paper.
My pen seems to be out of, oh. There it goes.
Sapientia es integritas.
Wisdom and integrity.
Very good.
Oh, it's on the wall.
Look, I'll start off by saying this. This school was started by my family over 170 years ago. Since that time, we have educated thousands of women who have gone on to break through every ceiling imaginable and made tremendous contributions to society and the world, leading scientists, legal scholars, humanitarians, diplomats, architects, many recognized, most not, but their collective story starts with us. Unless the next leader of this school is able to navigate both the known and the unknown challenges before us, the school will either continue to excel or start a rapid decline. To what? to shutting our doors.
Oh my.
Yes, oh my. This school must not, will not grow weak. This is a critical moment and a difficult time in our history, in the history of this academic institution. As you can tell, I take tremendous pride in it. I feel a tremendous sense of responsibility towards it. I am willing to do crazy things like this evening to save it. It will not go down while I am here. Make sense?
Yes.
Make sense?
Of course.
Make sense?
Absolutely yes.
Good. Thank you, each of you.
Class alarm bell rings out. C3.
Although I do have to say,
What's that?
forgive me if I'm being a little bold on this, but it seems to me, given the challenging issues that you put forward, the school is going to need more than a
Yes.
sharp, observant leader.
Did I say that's all we needed?
No. What? But I'm just suggesting that this time of transition offers the opportunity to consider several key restructuring options.
Restructuring what exactly?
Shouldn't everything be on the table? Curriculum, recruitment, name it. I mean, if things are as close to the breaking point as you say,
Yep, good, okay. I think we're jumping ahead in our conversations.
I'm just offering that focusing on one particular thing might not be the best
Thank you.
course.
I appreciate the thought.
I mean, the alternative is to just
In fact, could you help me with the food order, please?
the food.
Yes, just to make sure I get the number right, with my advent being out and all, and I can show you the new science wing as well. You can see the type of restructuring we've already been doing.
Sure.
Thank you. Maureen?
She pulls Maureen to the side, very quickly grabs a beige piece of paper from her.
Yes.
My condolences on the recent passing of your sister. She was a bright star in the school when she was a student here.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Angela.
Shasta and Joey exit. Maureen is left standing with her beige paper.
She does love that science wing.
Is she even gonna look at our resumes?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of interview.
I mean, I got it on the nice paper.
Angela begins to peruse the various books and items on the shelves.
So you would have thought, huh?
How's that?
You know, decades ago when we were both here bumbling in the halls that we'd be here now. Who would have thought?
Oh. I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Perhaps not this job here, but, yeah, the level of this kind of job somewhere.
Oh, the last I heard, you were going to study finance at Yale.
Economics.
Right. Right.
Oh. Oh.
And now you're here. So how did,
That's it?
so how did,
I did. I did study.
and now you here, you graduated?
Uh-huh.
So how did,
After I graduated, I worked for a little bit at a halfway house for kids with addiction, got into behavioral psychology in adolescence, and did my PhD on it. I decided I wanted to go to work in school, so I picked up a master's in education administration. Eventually, I made my way to be principal at Franklin. Well, most of it I consulted as an analyst for a small IB firm to make ends meet.
IB, an international baccalaureate?
Investment bank?
Oh, cool.
Maureen, Maureen.
Maureen inspects some items on the shelves.
You see anything interesting?
No, just old board meeting notes.
Oh, board, spelled B-O-R-E-D, right? Oh, looks like they've got yearbooks back to the 1890s. Wow. Girls look so much older then. Like they hit menopause at 30. You know, I was intimidated by you in high school. I'll say that now because we're adults, and but in high school, you intimidated me.
Really? How was I intimidated?
Well, sure. I mean, I was so quiet, and you were the head of most everything. It felt like valedictorian, you know.
Placid.
What?
Nothing.
No, really,
It's nothing.
please don't do that.
What?
Please just don't infer something and then don't explain what you really mean.
What am I inferring?
I am just stressed enough right now, and this was just kind of a lie about not being intimidated because I still am. I mean, your shoes are incredible.
I like your shoes.
Oh, you do?
They look comfortable.
Thanks. I think. What did you mean by classic?
What did you think of?
You meant, if I had to guess, you probably meant that you were one of the few black kids in the whole school, and that must have been
5.
hard. 5.
Not a few black kids. 5 black girls in the whole school. Every year. That was the total.
I'm sure that must have been intimidating or hard for you here. I mean, I couldn't fully imagine. I mean, it's not an experience that I could fully appreciate, but I'm sure it was one of many things you experienced.
It was.
Did you ever feel intimidated by me?
By you?
Uh-huh.
No.
Oh, well, that's good.
Your sister, she was intimidating. Well, perhaps not intimidating, but she's very focused. You know? I admire that.
Me too.
Oh. Was it difficult having a sister overshadow you like that? I mean, you didn't run cross country or anything like that, right?
Me? Oh, no. My body was made for sitting. I did model UN.
She was fast. Like, woo, state champ fast.
Maureen!
Angela pulls a big binder from the shelf and sits down at the table. This consumes her interest. A memory of her sister Andrew still in her jeans and sweatshirt.
Listen, I gotta tell you something.
Have you seen the box of tampons?
Stacy,
I swear, I just bought a new box and left it on the TV.
can we please?
Did your vacuum hands already put it in the closet?
Can we please?
Listen, whatever luxury you got stored up for me, can it wait? Look, I have a pair of good panties on the line.
Listen, I really. Why did you assume that I am going to lecture you?
That's all you ever do anymore.
That's not true.
I'm not you, okay? Not everybody.
Look, that's not what I'm talking
Graduates,
about.
college,
Please,
and goes to Princeton.
Columbia.
For graduate school, blah, 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 blah,
Please,
blah.
that's not what I'm talking about.
Good.
It's not, really.
Fine.
Did you sleep at all last night or this week?
Like a rock.
Were you out again with that guy?
Which guy?
The one from the tire place.
don't know. Maybe. Why?
You don't get enough sleep.
That's what you want to tell me?
No, God, I'm late.
Leave, okay?
No, I'm late.
Late. Late?
No, very late.
So, you didn't steal the tampons.
No.
You're gonna give me bullshit about the tire guy and you're pregnant?
Look, I've been thinking a lot, and
Who's the guy?
he's a friend,
Has
but
he got
I just
money?
no, but
What's he do?
he was a friend of mine from the shelter where I used to volunteer.
Animal or human?
The guy?
The shelter.
It was a cat shelter.
The cat shelter guy knocked you up.
I know you think I'm always perfect.
No, I just think you always think that you're always perfect.
Look, that's not so. Look, I don't want him or the money he doesn't have. I just want my sister right now. I want to ask you, would you consider moving back here? Please, I want to do this, but I don't want to do
I'm
it
sorry,
alone.
I can't. I can't move. All my crap is here.
But you're subletting a single room, an apartment, and working part-time at a diner. What the hell do you have keeping you from here?
Yeah, I want to be around that all the time.
Come on.
You nagging me for 24 hours a day? No, thank you.
This is not about you anymore, or me. Can you just try to appreciate that something bigger is happening here, and that I need to be able to count on you?
Why the hell would you want to count on me? I am the last person anyone should rely on. I know that's true, because you're the one always telling me
I've never said that.
all the time.
That's not fair.
Every time I talk to you, it's about how I can't keep a job or a boyfriend or why can't I go back to school. I am a professional flake. I disappoint people for a living. Yeah, that's all true.
God, honey, you're always so hard on yourself. You're so pretty and funny.
Shut the hell up.
Maybe this could be a time to...
No. You know, I'm sorry. Talking to you when you get like this, it's like putting a spike in my head. No, I'm sorry. I know it's a bitchy thing to do, but let's be honest. I am just saving you the hassle of trying to track me down when you go into labor. I'm not the card you want to play on this one. I mean, I will be there for you when I can, but I'm not gonna be your live-in nanny. You don't want that, right? Like, you know you don't want that. It's not me. It's not. No, thank you for asking, but I don't want it.
Maureen returns to looking at in your book.
Did you know in 1912 we had a caving club?
For just moments ago, it looks like Angela was concentrating. It's now clear that she's asleep.
Angela? Angela!
Yes, hi. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
You're all
right.
right. You're all right.
Yeah, excuse me.
Mrs. Joss isn't back yet. You're fine.
Yeah, just, yeah. Sometimes it's just a lot, you know?
I know.
Oh. You don't think I could sneak out for a cigarette, do you, just to grab a little smoke? Never mind.
She grabs a piece of gum from her bag and quickly starts chewing.
Everything I've accomplished in my life, and I still can't quit. I get this look from people, like the one you're giving me now. Oh, you still do that? A student almost caught me smoking once. I mean, I'm at the grocery store in the parking lot, finishing a cigarette, and out of nowhere, the student walks and I toss it in my purse, right? And we chat politely, hi. I get in my car to leave, I forget about the cigarette, and I'm driving down the highway, right? Oh my God, purse on fire in the passenger side, and the purse is like going poof, up in fire, all around, flames. Oh, yeah. I'm weaving in and out of traffic, and I'm seeing flames coming out of this Bulgari bag. And I screech over and I toss the thing into the gravel. Whoop! Watch it burn. Oh God, watch it burn up. I got a call yesterday from the Department of Education.
For the county?
Federal. I got an offer.
Oh, wow, and they're interested in someone from the private school side?
I got an offer.
I think I'm intimidated again.
I'm just debating options. I mean, federal would be the next level. That's for sure, you know? And you're a Haverton, right?
Yes, that's right. For a while now, I am the acting principal. When I get a tough question, I like to say, hey, I'm just acting. Yeah, people usually respond similarly.
So, why acting? Why not full time?
Well, the prior principal, he got cancer and needed to take medical leave.
Oh, sorry.
No, he's actually doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah, he had his treatment, he went into remission, the whole thing. In fact, I think he's on a cruise to Barbados with his wife now.
So, why acting?
Well, I've been acting for 3 years.
3 years? Are you kidding me?
Too long, huh?
Take it from me. That's the definition of shit or get off the pot.
For them or for me?
Both, but especially you.
It's not that they don't want me, they've said that, and they can't afford the salary adjustment yet.
Okay, I'm gonna be sick.
I know, it's such a small place, and I've been there so long, and they need me, and I really love the kids.
The kids! Look, you know damn well the kids are there whatever school you go to, right? They're always changing, but they're always there. You need to move on.
I know, I do. Well, that's why I'm applying here.
Well, good for you. I mean, you're not gonna get it, but good for you.
Right. Well, you aren't either.
Why not?
Oh, I thought we were just.
I'm playing.
Oh, okay, I guess I better step up my game, as they say.
Oh, not unless you just wanna keep acting.
Class alarm bell rings out. Scene 6, Joey, this is task return.
Well, hell, you'd think ordering pizza would be a simpler operation. All they want to do is upsell you on everything you don't want. Pepsi, crazy sticks, upsell. And, oh, how about the two of you? What were you thinking?
About, what's the question?
The rocks.
The rocks.
Firing finance director.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Aren't you aggressive? I like the energy. Tell me more.
You're sitting on a financial nightmare.
Okay.
Listen, I don't want to make any assumptions,
I'm
but
asking you to. Go ahead.
the last board report from the financial committee,
Yes.
and maybe this could work for some for-profit companies or a school 20, 30 years ago, but
And what?
all your investments are defense contractors and oil companies. I mean, it looks like everything even stocks, bond, mutual funds, small caps, large cap, emerging market. I mean, this is one of the least diverse portfolios I've ever seen.
Oh, wow, that is bad.
And any wealth advisor will tell you it's dangerous to pile all your investments into one sector.
My understanding is that it's performed well, double-digit returns. Isn't that a good thing?
But it's like having a kerosene lamp to heat your house. You warm up, but the lamp could knock over easily and burn things down.
Like straws.
Don't you mean straw, like in a barn?
No, like plastic straws that you drink with.
If one of these companies goes bankrupt,
One typically does not hear of a defense contractor going bankrupt.
it happens.
Don't straws melt more than burn?
What are you two talking about?
Drinking straws, I mean.
Last fall, I had a whole group of students walk out of the class for 3 days over having drinking straws in the cafeteria.
I'm drowning in your metaphor. Please, make a connection.
We had a choice to make, to let it keep growing, potentially out of control, or to manage it.
So I suppose you decided to squash it with tyrannical force.
No, we gave them a space to make their point, and in the end, the parents were supportive, the school was too, and we talked to them about options.
What happened?
We got rid of them. Like the straws, I mean, not the kids. New orders were canceled, the students felt proud of their contribution. It was pretty easy, actually.
Good for you. That's good leadership.
Well, our school mascot is the fighting sea turtles, so we kind of had no choice.
Sea turtles? Isn't that a bit uninspiring?
Well, we were originally the fighting wasps, but that was a little too on the nose for our demographic.
Yes, congratulations on finding an easy solution to a not altogether analogous issue.
I do think, in a small way, this was analogous. I mean, it started with one student bringing in a picture of a sad sea turtle with a straw caught in its mouth. And I mean, we knew the issues with the plastic before the students showed up. We were just trying to save a little money.
I see.
If we had just let the issue go, though, it could have really sparked out of control
Okay,
and turned into a big thing.
a thing.
A big thing.
So getting back to the numbers, has this always been your investment portfolio?
God Ranchers as a memory, she's a public high school student.
Mom.
No, it used to
Dina,
be
please, not now, please.
Tomorrow.
Dina, I'm in the middle of this.
Will you
Please, just listen. It's
Such a stupid assignment.
The science
Okay,
week,
go.
basic needs,
Go.
repair, choices need to be made.
Albany,
There are
and
choices
Necklace,
we had to deal with.
Atlanta,
I spoke with the finance
Boston.
committee. We determined we needed a
Denmark,
solid revenue source with strong
Boston,
returns.
This
This is what we got.
Charleston,
Rather than
Cheyenne.
raising tuition
Yeah,
or finding
Columbus.
donors?
Our families are generous, not inexhaustible.
Dover,
Completing the science wing was the priority.
Harper,
Without that, we would have been behind in gaining new students, and
Jensen,
we would not be able to charge the
Jefferson
tuition
City,
that
Riddle,
already
Lansing,
we raised
Lincoln,
3% a
Little
year.
Rock,
So we made the
Madison,
investments.
Montgomery, Montpelier.
Our endowment is growing, scholarships have gone out, and there's the
Pierre,
question.
Providence,
What
Raleigh,
do we do
Richmond,
from here? Angela,
Sacramento,
Salem.
I can't tell you what to invest in, but there are other valuable options. Wasteful
Tallahassee, Bigotron.
There are several
Say Nashville.
products out there. I go back to your finance committee now, that the Science Wing campaign is done, and take in proposals to hire a new investment firm. Have them look at the issues to determine the next step.
well, thank you for your recommendation.
Or you take another approach. You don't need a committee to discuss anything. The thing is, if they move the investments, kids will lose scholarships. I think you just come clean and don't change a thing. These students have privilege. Part of the cost of having privilege is learning that you have it and how you got it. And if that causes tension for them, then that's a life lesson they will need to deal with. They'll learn that the world is complicated and that this school is too, and they need to live with that ambiguity.
But not everyone who attends is economically privileged.
You can say it. Rich.
Well, I sure wasn't when I came here.
And I'm sure you benefited from a scholarship. And that money probably came from a donor. A donor who probably made his money off the backs of someone.
Maybe, maybe not. That's a pretty dark view of people with ambition.
I'm just saying that you can use this as an opportunity to help them deal with a difficult reality that they'll be facing most of their lives, if they're lucky. You'll be helping them navigate conflicts of wealth inequality.
But do you really think the students are just gonna cry out, "Stop funding the war machine! Stop profiting off destruction of the vulnerable planet!"
Probably. Maybe something catchy.
These kids won't see any ambiguity. They'll only see in their minds, well, they'll only see what's in their minds, what's just and unjust. You either reinvest or keep it as a state secret. Don't go public and then not reinvest. That's crazy.
It's just an idea.
Well, it's still kind of interesting. I mean,
Maureen, pause. I am not here for interesting. What's your recommendation?
so I actually, in a way, agree with both of them. Angela, I definitely think we need to divest out, and I think we need to think about financial ramifications of doing so. And Joey, I think this is a teachable moment. To that, I think we should have a student representative, or maybe even one from each class on the investment committee, so they can report back to their fellow students what's going on, so we can learn from and address the issue together. So, yeah.
Well, I appreciate everyone's counsel on this. I will take it under advisement.
So, which way are you going to go?
I'll think about it.
You know,
All your roles here are to make observations and give me your best recommendation, not to hear what I decide.
it's a bit like getting free consulting.
It's not consulting, it's advice.
It's still free.
Then I will pay you in food. Angela, out of the kindness of your heart, would you help an old lady carry pizza boxes?
Oh, of course.
I can help too.
No, please. I wouldn't want to take advantage of your generosity.
The class alarm bell rings out. C5.
Well, it looks like Angela's got this thing wrapped up. I mean, she's so sharp. And Mrs. Drask has really taken to her.
That was the plan from the start.
You think that's who she always wanted?
Wouldn't you? Smart, experienced, minority candidate for a lily-white school, has a nice handbag.
So we're just here to fill
The
in.
committee wanted 3 candidates, right? I shouldn't be here at all anyway. I'm a man, for God's sake.
I heard a rumor about that.
You don't have a man in the main position of power at an all-girl institution. It makes no sense. It's a complete missed opportunity to present a role model for leadership and an example of what can be attained to the students.
Well, I will say, I've never had a female student say that they wanted to be me. Of course, that just may be because they don't know what they were supposed to look up to me anyway.
You shouldn't hire a guy for this job. It's like hiring a lobster to run a cement factory.
I don't know if it's that extreme. You seem more qualified than a lobster.
It shouldn't happen.
Then why are you here?
Ego? I don't know. You know what I'd really like to do? What I'm planning on doing, actually?
Start a cement factory?
I'm gonna start a charter school in the city.
Oh, okay.
I've got the location zoned out, sponsoring businesses lined up, the city is on board, more or less, and a whole heap of parents interested. Desperate thrill.
Any faculty?
Not yet. There's still a few hundred bureaucratic hurdles to pick over. We'll get there, though. I had dinner with the superintendent of schools last night. He's interested, too.
You've had a busy week. What did I do last night? I bought a box of cucumber-flavored seltzer. It wasn't good.
Have you ever been to Gary, Indiana? It's not the Music Man. Lots of lost manufacturing, rough place.
Maureen, cold. Cold, Maureen.
Yeah, I think once.
A couple years back, I worked with about 20 kids from there to start an ice cream business. Who doesn't love ice cream? Purchased an abandoned storefront, got an ice cream kit, and they went to town. Kids are loving it, they're learning all kinds of skills. Marketing, finance, science. They're saying they're going to be the next Ben and Jerry's. And what the experience really told me was you got to go through those bold swing for the fences opportunities. The new charter school would focus on teaching entrepreneurship to middle schoolers, starting them early to think about running their own business, planting that seed. They're going to need to be self-starters.
Maureen scans about bookshelves.
Maureen, cold.
Maybe 100 years ago, city kids could grow up and get jobs in manufacturing. Please, these kids, their grandparents were redlined in, their parents couldn't break out, and there they are with no clear way out and no white horse company ready to come in and give them all jobs. They need to know how to create their own opportunities beyond holding a squeegee or whatever.
It sounds great.
Maureen.
You sighed. Is it because I'm a white guy on a horse going in to save the inner city youth?
No, well, not on a horse, but maybe a
So-
little.
I shouldn't care?
Am I saying you shouldn't care?
What the hell am I supposed to do? Alright, look, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help, to make a contribution. And I end up being part of the problem or holding somebody back.
You're in a tough spot.
That's not what I'm saying. Please don't make this into me saying, it's tough to be a white man these days, reverse pity thing.
Oh, I'm not. You want something good? I hear that. You're just also the devil incarnate. You're in a tough spot. So, was the ice cream a hit? Can I go to Walmart and get some?
Oh no. Somebody dropped a bag of peanuts into the death by chocolate, and an old guy with a nut allergy almost died.
Wow, that's so literal.
Yeah. The health department came, shut us down, the whole big thing. But the point is, they got the skills through the experience. They got a taste of success. You can't take that away from them now.
Here's what I don't get though, and maybe I'm too much of a socialist, but why start a new school when you've got dozens of really struggling middle schools in the city that already need good leaders?
Maureen, I'm cold.
As Joey talks, Marie finds a stream of white thick fabric tucked inside one of the bookshelves. Slowly she pulls and follows and pulls and follows and pulls and follows the string. Joey doesn't see any of this.
Honestly, I don't think I'd be successful there. I have too many forces working against me. I have a team of burnt out faculty holding on by their fingernails, crumbling infrastructure, parents who attended the same school when they were kids and still hold a lot of anger towards it, kids who don't trust you, the whole thing. So what's the best thing you get with the new charter? No baggage. It's a clean start with the faculty, a clean start with the parents, a clean start with the students.
But nothing's new forever, right? At some point, all those issues at the first school will be your issues.
Maureen discovers the string is connected to a sleeve, which is connected to a large carton square.
Yes, but that's where you get the major benefit of the charter model. If you get a student that disrupts that harmony, you know this, they can be moved to another school where he'd be better served and focus on the kids that do want to learn. Less baggage.
But students aren't baggage.
Sister Andrew's wearing pajamas. You have a spark of interest of why she takes a seat. Maybe they're in a hospital now or some clinical setting. Maureen hands sister's sweater, puts it on and sinks back into her chair. Joey now under dim light speaks in the background. Sister remains seated staring blankly off into the distance.
You're right. But come on. How many students have you asked to leave your school this year? You hate to do it. It's your least preferred option, even if lost tuition weren't a factor. But you do have that option. Look, I wish I was cut out to be a turnaround guy for an underperforming school with minority kids, but like we were saying, to do that well, I need
I
to be
think I'm
able
gonna
to
do
commit.
it. I think I'm gonna apply for the head of school at
In a
Waverly.
deep, multi-tiered
It'd be
way.
so good for
They
Tina.
need to be able to trust me
Stacy,
and allow me to jump on the bus
Sure
and
you
go
don't
in
want
the same direction.
anything to
with
eat?
them.
let's go for a
Instead,
walk.
you should go east,
Maybe?
not west.
This
In a
place
lot of
seems not
ways,
like
it's
not
just
like
easier
a
to
lot
start with
nicer
your
than
bus
the other
and
ones.
say,
Does
"Who wants
it?
to come with me?"
The grounds are
If
pretty
you're not
nice.
excited about the ride,
Honey,
don't come along.
Maureen returns to the present moment.
I mean, some people will get on the bus and others won't, right?
I'm sorry. There's a bus?
It's the... Forget it. What about you? If you're so much a socialist, why do you want to be a head of school for one of the most elite 1%er schools in the country? Why not run one of the, dozens of underperforming big public schools? Aha! I shineth a light on thy inconsistencies.
I don't think I'm being inconsistent.
Veritas lux liberabit. The truth.
I know
Will.
what it means. Look, every kid deserves a good education. Of course I believe that, but I can only change what I can. You've got limitations. I've got limitations too. And the students coming out of this place, they're the ones who are going to be running things in 30 years. So if I can help shape the thinking, the values of those students now, the hundreds of the future power brokers, maybe they'll show a little more empathy, a little concern for those who are less well off down the road. That's what I'm trying to contribute.
So, it's a trickle-down education model? Very Reagan-esque.
Come on.
No, but it's good. You get a student body whose biggest problem in life is too much free screen time rather than a parent being in prison. Plus, your daughter gets to go here for free. It's pretty sweet, actually.
Excuse me.
Listen, I get it. I gotta tell you though, things can go pretty hardball here too. That last head of school Mrs. Drass was talking about, my understanding is she went out in a blaze, like a Jack Lemmon style meltdown in the middle of a teacher assembly. That's why Drass is so paranoid. Look, I believe in education, absolutely. Hell, I've got 4 sisters, and I'm the only one who went into it. But some days, I don't think a school like this should even exist. It's not just elitist locally, it's elitist globally. Half the students are applying from overseas. Those parents could be taking that money, fixing their own screwed up education system. I'm telling you, we should just take this school and all the ones like it and just sell off half the land, pump the proceeds into a military-industrial complex funded endowment, turn it public, and open it up to all the kids who could never afford to go here. That would be a legacy. Hell, that would be something else. It would drive the bastards nuts.
What is your issue?
I've got lots. Which one?
class alarm bell rings out. Scene 6. Angela's child's return. They are carrying 3 boxes of pizza. The beauty alone, sister associated seated. Throughout the scene, Maureen's gaze is pulled between the conversation and the memory of sister.
I didn't know if you had any dietary restrictions, conditions, so I got one for meat people, one for veggie people, and something they called a white pizza. Looks like a giant grilled cheese sandwich. But to each their own. Unfortunately, all of the plates are locked in the cafeteria. You could each take one home with you. How's that? Angela, thank you for your help. I'm sorry for pulling you from the fun for so long. So, are there any other proverbial rocks you think I should know about? Murray?
Rocks?
Precisely.
Rocks. Where be the rocks on the shore, matey?
Don't mock me. I'll put it plainly. What does this institution need, Maureen, in order to remain open?
It needs a healthy flow of quality students, good committed teachers, and balanced finances, and
Students, teachers, and money. Thank you for that in-depth evaluation. Anything else?
maybe some new facilities staff. I mean, that brown spot on the wall,
Is what?
kind of gross.
That stain is from me. When I threw my coffee cup following a rather inane conversation with the prior head of school, I told the staff never to clean it as a reminder.
A reminder of what?
Me. Any other insights? No? No. Well, this evening has been incredibly instructive, and I have a meeting soon with the executive committee. Please enjoy the pizza. Angela, I look forward to speaking to you again. Soon we can continue our conversation. I think it would be good if we...
Joey is your son. Joey, he's your son.
Veritas vos liberabit.
Did this come from you?
Nope.
In fact, you're on the board, right? Joseph Drask the third.
It's me.
But you can't be applying for this and be on the board too.
He recused himself.
I was voluntold to recuse myself.
Sister slowly began to rise, what was being drawn off stage, the weight of the world on her shoulders. Her movements are painfully slow. For Maureen, she's losing her sister to suicide all over again. There's nothing she can do about it.
In any event, we've all had a lovely evening. Please enjoy the pizza. One has pepperoni, Joey, your favorite. Good evening, all.
Can we please just get to what you wanted to do all along, hire Angela, and be done with it?
This is not something to be done with.
Just go ahead and ask her so we can all move on with our lives.
Joseph,
Time is precious, as we know. Let's not waste any more, shall we? Just ask her. Mrs. Dress, just ask her. No? No? I will then.
Joseph, you
Angela.
embarrassed.
Will you take this school to have and to hold, richer and poorer, in sickness and in health, for the rest of your life?
Joseph!
What do you say, Angela? You want the job? It's going fast.
Angela, I apologize for this. He's having some type of delusional episode.
It's fine.
Let's walk down to my office
No.
and have a proper conversation.
It's fine. Really, we can just speak here.
She can speak here.
It would be far less distracting if we were to go down to my office and have the conversation.
Here is fine. You have a meeting soon, please.
Joseph, Murray, if you would please excuse Angela and I.
Oh, no. They don't need to go.
It would be improper to have them present.
They don't need to go.
It would be highly improper.
Well, more so than what's already occurred here tonight. What would you like to ask?
Angela, I'd like to invite you to be the new head of school for Waverly Hall Academy. Are you in?
Do you remember Senator Baskins?
Senator Baskins. Yes. He had several daughters who attended here.
He spoke at our graduation ceremony. You remember that, right, Maureen?
Yeah, I do, I think, yeah, I do.
Okay, well, actually, the graduation program is right over there on the shelf. And along with the yearbooks and the bound editions of the Waverly Gazette. It's tucked right over there. And Maureen, what do you remember about Senator Baskins? About his speech?
Speech, I don't know, not much. It was long.
Oh, it was long, wasn't it? About 40 minutes?
Oh, that long.
It was. I was keeping time, actually.
Angela, I'm going to insist that we please go to my
It
hall.
was about 43 minutes, actually. He was supposed to speak for 10.
I am truly baffled at this moment. What's happening?
Once he sat down, it was my turn to speak.
Valedictorian.
As I walked to the podium, you grabbed my arm and you said, just say thank you. As if my diploma were some sort of gift provided to me out of the kindness of your heart. As if I hadn't worked my ass off to be in that space on that stage. As if I hadn't already put up with every ignorant comment that could have been made in this place. With being dismissed and undervalued and degraded, just say thank you. So that's what I did. That's what I did that night, and that's what I've been doing for a long, long time. Because I never thought I had another option otherwise. And perhaps tonight, perhaps I'd be doing it all over again if I didn't have an offer in my pocket. Perhaps I'd be saying it all over again. Thank you. But I do have an offer in my pocket.
I do. I apologize if you felt disrespected 20 some odd years ago. And frankly, those evenings get incredibly hot, and I was thinking of the grandmothers about to pass out in the aisle. Be that as it may, you owe it to yourself to recognize your intellect, your work ethic, and your insatiable drive to see impact will be nothing but frustrated and swallowed up if you decide to work for the government. Bam! You'll be consumed and bogged down in red tape, politics, bureaucracy, Angela. You've done great things in your career. What you've done at Franklin has been outstanding. Think of what your unique gifts and talents and experience can bring here. Think of all the girls you could influence. Think of all the young girls like yourself you can influence. Come back to Waverly. Do great things here. You can do great things here.
Perhaps I will be bogged down and frustrated. Or maybe I'll be spectacularly wonderful and successful. And one day, perhaps you'll invite me back to speak at graduation. And if you do invite me, don't worry. I'll be brief.
And why were you so distracted, Sister Simpson?
She won't last long in the government. She'll be fed up in a week. And the parents here would eat her alive. Being as analytical as she is, she'll never make a clear decision.
She made a decision tonight.
And you were utterly and fantastically out of line.
It didn't make any difference. She was going to say no, however it happened.
I was making progress. But the spectacle you made, the position you put me in, how, in any remote way, were you representing the good of the school at that moment?
What does it matter? She signed the damn paper.
You were a complete embarrassment.
Well, we've been here before, haven't we? I'll let the committee know I'm withdrawing my application.
If that's what you want.
Please stop.
I didn't want it to finish like this. To see your talent wasted once again.
Please, just stop.
I don't agree with your decisions all the time, but for some reason you feel compelled to make such a show of every little thing.
Never. You never agree.
And now the hyperbole.
Come on. You being here tonight was just a game. You never wanted me for the job.
That's not true.
You never want me here doing the job the way I want to do it.
We have differing ideas, but that wouldn't necessarily...
Will you stop? Yes. You wanted me to apply. You forced me to apply. Just so that I couldn't screw up your vote on the board later. You took out the wild card. And I figured, fine. If that's how I can help you, the school, fine. Maybe I was even delusional, and I thought I could impress you. In any event, I did my job.
Oh yes, you did great.
For the longest time, I never understood why I was the only one of your kids who wanted to be connected to this place. I believed in it, and I believed in you, so I would always say yes to anything you needed. But now, I'm done.
So you've said.
I mean with everything.
Meaning what?
I'm stepping down from the board, the fundraisers, everything. Bam.
Joey.
Maybe my sisters had the right idea all along not to get into this. For a while, I really thought I could add something, but no. I need a clean break.
Joey, consider that if you do this, there will be no other family member connected to this institution.
I know. And I get you've been trying to groom me, but I just can't be the torchbearer.
Once I'm gone, the family will be gone here. Our influence will be gone. We will be the generation that could not continue. After 170 years, we will be the ones who couldn't. They could come in and do whatever they want. They could paint the whole place black and call it a nightclub, or make it a goddamn petting zoo.
I know.
That the school needs you. You're smart. We can think through this.
Not anymore.
You can.
I'm sorry, Mom. Good luck, Maureen. Which one's the meat one?
Excuse me. I need to be. Excuse me.
silence a single ping of text messages leaves a cell phone is heard, and another and another. They are in rapid succession now. The sound is getting louder and louder. Maureen frantically searches the room to find this cell phone. She looks behind books, around corners, under tables. Finally, she locates the phone and the ping stops. She begins to read the messages.
Mom! Mom, are we still going out to eat for dinner tonight?
A memory of daughter, a high school freshman, enters.
Mom!
On the cell phone.
Mom, where are we going? Who is? That's nothing. It's not nothing. It's, look, I've got it under control.
No, this is way under control. Who is sending
Please, please, do not get stressed out over this.
these horrible messages?
It is nobody.
They're targeting you. It's definitely someone who knows you.
Look, it's just this girl.
The girl from your biology class who stole your quiz that time?
No, God, can you please just deal with this on my own?
Dina, this girl is threatening to beat your bitch face in? This is serious. This is when parents get involved. Far past actually when did it start?
I don't know when did it start, and you don't need to do anything. Ah!
Look, honey, I'm not blaming you. This is not your fault. I just need to know more so you don't have to deal with this alone.
Fine.
When did this start?
A couple of days, weeks, a couple of weeks ago.
Weeks ago. Honey, I'm sorry.
But Mom, don't.
I should have realized sooner. I've been so busy. I'm sorry.
This is why I didn't tell you. I didn't want you feeling all guilty like you had to solve my pathetic issues with everything else you had to do.
But you're what's most important to me above everything.
I am telling you, it is fine. It's fine. She's just being annoying. That is it.
Threatening someone, calling them bitch and the C word. This is not just being annoying. This is serious bullying. And all the other people on this text, no one's saying anything.
They all think it's funny.
It's definitely not. And I bet you, I don't think it's funny, and it's funny. They're glad it's not them. Is it like this in class and not just online?
Kidding me?
What?
Mom, this is school for me.
Honey,
No. You see, you can't hear any of this.
you need to tell me these things.
You don't want to hear it.
That's not true.
No.
I do.
No, not really. Because you would feel bad for sending me somewhere else, not sending me somewhere else. Look, I know how hard this is for you. I know how hard you work, okay? This is what we've got, and it's fine.
I promise. I'll
No,
listen.
no,
Please.
Yeah. Okay.
Please.
Okay, fine. But everybody deals with this crap there, okay? This isn't special. On Tuesday, I was washing my hands in the bathroom. This one girl sneaks up on another girl and cuts her arm.
She cuts her?
Yeah, with a razor blade, I think.
Okay. Did the resource officer find out?
I don't know. I just went to class. I saw the girl in the library the next day. She seemed fine.
Okay. Is this thing a daily occurrence?
I don't know. There's a lot of bathrooms in the school. Who knows?
I wish she didn't have.
Mom! I know.
I know you do, but I still wish. I mean, we can't afford to move, and financial aid from any place else would just.
Mom! I know.
It's just so hard. It's so hard to see you struggle and not see anything else I can do, and
What? And what?
and not see someone I love who needs me.
The class alarm bell rings out. Scene 7. Maureen is alone in the boardroom. Miss Trask enters and starts to pack up her briefcase.
The executive committee will be gathering soon. Maureen, thank you for coming
Mrs.
today.
Trask, maybe it's self-serving of me to think this way, but other schools have figured their way through a lot more than this, frankly. There's a lot of old schools in this country with lots of skeletons. I mean, it's not like this school sold off slaves to pay off the building or anything. It didn't, right? I mean, okay. Great. I mean, sapientia et integritas, wisdom and integrity. This can all be a learning opportunity for the students, and it will make the whole school community stronger.
Thank you for coming. We'll be in touch.
Mrs. Drask, please, I know what it will take to do this job well. I know these kids. I'm ready.
I'm sure you are.
I believe it's important to get these girls to get this experience at Waverly, just like I was able to know that when you walk down these halls, there were hundreds of girls before you, girls who went on to be the great women of their time. To know that throughout your life, when people may prejudge or devalue you for being a woman, you will always have a foundation and the pride of being formed at Waverly. To know that you are in a place where leaders of your school will fight to preserve the honor of this institution.
She was quite the athlete, your sister.
She was. Thanks.
Did she run in college, too?
Her freshman year, and then not after she dropped out.
Loss of a sibling, that's a difficult thing at any time, but especially when their life is cut short. I lost a brother when I was 10.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
He had Down syndrome. In hindsight, my parents were rather progressive about it. He wasn't hidden away or cared for at some facility. He was home with us and part of the family. One winter, he caught a bad pneumonia, and that was too much for his lungs.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it was a long time ago. But certain things stick with us. And I'm sorry for the loss. It sounds like she had a hard road.
Life didn't come easy for her. She just couldn't seem to get herself together. At the funeral, we focused on the good times. Growing up, when she was here.
Maureen, you understand that this school is not a building. This school shapes the future.
I do.
Tomorrow morning, there will be girls in these halls with the potential to be U.S. senators.
Yes, I know.
Girls with the potential to rebuild entire blighted cities. Do you believe that?
I do.
Tomorrow morning, there will be girls in this new science wing who have the potential to put people into space, to fix holes in the ozone, save every last goddamn polar bear. Do you believe that?
Yes, I agree. I was saying before that I
This
want...
school is not concrete and stone. It advances the human condition. It builds leaders who will change the world. And it needs its own leadership to create a space where that can happen. A leader who will ensure that will happen.
Yes, I believe that. I must admit, I've never had an interview process quite like this one.
Please read.
Oh. God. How many? Were there many more?
We know of 6 who came forward. We suspect there are more.
Oh. Wow.
Stacy was mentioned. We tried to reach her multiple times to learn more. She declined, refused to discuss it, and now.
What about him? Where's he?
He's living with an elderly sister in New Jersey, last I heard. He's not coaching anymore.
So he just left. He got to leave?
The statute,
No trial?
the statute of limitations had run out.
Did he ever do it again? Did he somewhere else to?
I don't know. In the end, when nothing could be charged, each of the women who came forward asked that we handle it quietly.
Quietly.
They didn't want. It would have been incredibly painful for them, their families. They didn't want the spectacle.
Okay.
Bringing everything up again publicly, they didn't want it. We spoke to each of them. Well, the lawyers spoke. We instituted various safeguarding practices, hiring practices, in short, all
So
offices
do you think
had to care.
Stacy's?
Like I said, I don't know. And I can't confirm, but her name was mentioned by 3 separate people. As you know, this type of thing
Sexual assault.
can have long-lasting effects. I thought, as painful as it is, that this information could possibly provide insight for you as you grieve your loss into her life. I thought you had to know.
And you're choosing tonight to tell me.
We're here together.
And I signed that thing.
I thought you wanted to know.
I will need to sit.
Please.
So, you dragged me through that whole thing, the back and forth. Did you really even consider hiring me?
Maureen,
Did you?
are you suggesting I magically pushed through, magically made you submit your resume, forged your background check, pushed you through 3 panel interviews, just so I could tell you something tonight that I can't confirm?
Maybe.
You are a well-educated, hard-working, qualified candidate. Perhaps a touch jumpy, but we all have our idiosyncrasies.
I'm just feeling really tossed around. And the non-disclosure form. I mean, you had us.
Shall I tear it up? I'll tear it up. You can leave and go to the New York Times. Is that what you prefer?
I don't know.
Well, then take a moment and collect yourself. I'm sorry you're feeling upset.
That's not an apology. You let a child molester coach teenage
You
girls.
need to believe me. Are you listening? I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening at the time. I was barely in the loop of things.
These letters covered like 10 years.
And they kept me in the dark. They had dismissed the complaint as him just being harmless. I was devastated.
Okay.
Excuse me. These girls were in the school's care. Their parents trusted us. They trusted me. I take this very seriously. I take this failure very seriously. This should never have happened, never. And my heart breaks for all the families involved. Do you believe me on this? Do you?
I do
Good.
believe you.
I take this all very seriously. I take the hiring of this position very seriously. I know you take it very seriously as well, don't you?
Yes.
Good, good. I believe you do. The executive committee will be meeting in 5 minutes. I'd like to be able to go into that meeting and say I have my candidate. I'd like to tell them that a national search will not be necessary because we have a well-regarded, highly qualified alumna who is ready to take on the challenges facing this institution. Somebody who loves this institution. That's what I'd like to say.
But we really wanted was Angela or Joey.
You wouldn't have gotten into the room if I didn't want you here. All 3 of you are capable, some with better skills than others in certain areas. But to get us through all of this, we need someone who gets what we're trying to do here. I think you do. I think even in our failures, You get what we're trying to do here, and that's important. Don't you agree?
Yes.
Plus, you have a high school age daughter, is that right?
Yes.
I'm guessing Waverly may be a little out of range of your current salary? Think of all the doors and opportunities that opened for you because you were here. Wouldn't you want the same for her? Maureen, you must appreciate, if the search for this position goes naturally, it is unlikely they will find the resume of an acting principal of a small suburban school. Are you strong enough to take this job? After everything you've learned tonight, are you still able to see the big picture and focus on what needs to be done?
Class alarm bell rings out. Seat 8. Several months later, Maureen enters an auditorium, moves downstage, and speaks with confidence. The audience is parents, faculty, and students, each at a separate event. After each speech, Maureen rushes to a new part of the stage to speak. She's getting tired. Angela and Joey observe on the sidelines.
Welcome, parents, families. Thank you for coming out on this rainy evening for back to school night.
This is what she said.
Indeed, it's an honor to be with you. Your children have already started an impressive year, both in and out of the classroom. From chemistry to cross country, French to field hockey. Your daughters are embracing wisdom and integrity. Sapientia et integritas, the two qualities that drive this academic institution. On behalf of the faculty and staff here at Waverly Hall Academy, thank you for your faith in us and trust as we work together to bring your daughter to her full potential.
And this is what she wanted to say.
And if trust is earned, frankly, we have not earned it.
This is what she said.
Okay, teachers, we will have our faculty compensation review starting next week, everyone's favorite season. This is our usual approach, and we will focus on having a transparent and communicative process. Thank you in advance for that.
This is what she wanted to say.
And keep in mind that sometimes transparency is situational and selectively applied.
What she said.
And congratulations to the students for Mrs. Grassley's contemporary fiction class, who have, from what I hear, was a great visit with a local author, Michelle Brackenridge. So glad you students had the opportunity to speak with her.
What she wanted to say.
Just be careful on who you look up to, because they may not always have your best interests at heart.
What she said.
Oh, your daughters are well on their way to being Waverly women. Women shaped, nurtured, and guided in these halls, so they will be women with futures filled with promise and opportunity.
What she wanted.
Because sexism, misogyny, and the chance of sexual violence to always keep them on their toes.
She said.
Oh, many thanks to the faculty and staff on Safeguarding Committee, particularly Jerry and Elizabeth, yes, thank you, who recently completed their work on our updated policy. I think what you came up with is really super and really important as we care for our girls.
She wanted.
But we had a lot of policies, haven't we? A lot of our policies just like to sit quietly in a drawer.
She said.
Oh, for the sophomores attending their camping trip next week at Lake Decatur, please have fun and be safe.
She wanted.
Oh, because we can't protect you from everything.
Said.
Oh, to your level of dedication to teaching and serving our students truly inspires me. Please know the administration and the board are working hard to deliver that same dedication back to you. They are joining and adding to a beautiful, inspiring legacy.
Wanted.
And sometimes that means being part of something that's really painful.
Said.
A young Waverly, as young ladies of Waverly Hall, you can be proud of the legacy you stand for.
Wanted.
And there will be times when you shouldn't. When you definitely wouldn't be.
Said.
And you can be assured that protecting the safety of your children is one of our utmost priority
Wanted.
unless it jeopardizes too much, then we get scared. We wanted so many things. We have so many ideals and values, and we want it to be idealistic and safe, but we fall short a lot of the time. We fall short. We fall really short.
Class, I want to go take it down. Maureen aggressively moves to the door of the boardroom and pulls in the daughter. This is not a memory, this is now. Daughter's wearing Waverly Hall Academy uniform, holding the camera straight.
Sit!
Maureen slams the door.
Sit! Sit! Oil slut! You spray paint oil slut on the front steps of the gymnasium. We have prospective families visiting today, the choir concert tonight, and wow!
I'm just being honest.
Honest? About who? Who exactly is the slut in this situation? Is it me? Am I the slut here? No. Then who?
It's the school. What it represents.
It's personification. Don't get cute with me right now, Miss Priss. You have just,
I know it's extreme,
oh, yeah.
but it's what I believe.
Oh, so I'm the slut?
Oh, I was trying to make.
What?
Don't
All
you
the
try
time?
accountable to something!
Oh, with insults?
Yeah, you're always badgering me to live up to my values. So I'm doing it.
That is not how I ever said to.
Yeah, they need to hear that you can't always get away with everything you want all the time.
Oh, and neither can you.
It is not about me or you.
Oh, no, this is about me.
Fine. What I'm saying is that everybody else around here is like they own and control everything. This place isn't reality. It's like a bubble. Privilege and horses.
You don't own those steps. You defaced the school property. Mr. Jacobs and Mr. Adams, who have to clean up those steps, are they living in a bubble of privilege? You're the one acting like you control things.
I don't control anything, Mom. I don't get a choice in anything. I'm just on display all the time. Okay? In class, in the hallway, everywhere. I am never not the head of school's daughter.
And that's the cost you have for going here. I'm sorry, but that's the cost. Everybody else pays in dollars. You pay in stress. You knew that that was the deal going in, and you agreed. We talked, and you agreed. How am I supposed to look at other parents in the eye when my own kid acts like this? You're gonna have to pay a high price on this one, at least a suspension. And this is where colleges are looking. Couldn't you have just waited until to be out of here to be defiant?
So that's what you want from me? To not stand up to something that I know is wrong?
Just keep quiet. Standing up for something is one thing. Making your mom's life hell, well, thank you for that. God, you just unleashed a disaster. How did you find out?
I know what?
About the money for the school.
It was in the paper yesterday.
The local paper?
The school paper.
Our paper? I saw the paper.
Yeah, the whole story about the donor to the gymnasium. Yeah, he's a big oil executive. We shouldn't take that money. He's just using the school to whitewash how he's destroying the planet.
You mean Mr. Franklin made a donation for the new gym?
Yeah. Everybody knows Jenny Franklin's dad works at ExxonMobil.
It's not Jenny Franklin's dad. It's Sarah Franklin's dad.
Who's Sarah Franklin?
She's a freshman and a basketball player. touch of acne. And you just painted oil slut on the gym steps. Oh. Oh, her dad sells swimming pools. Oh. Oh.
The other article in the paper, one about the old cross-country coach, one who died from,
Esophageal cancer.
yeah,
Of the esophagus, yes.
yes. He was accused, some other school, he didn't do anything when he was here, back when you and Aunt Stacy were here, did he?
No.
Okay. Good.
Go to class, figure out what to do with you.
You've got to get those damn roofers back. Holy hell, I was walking by the west building, stopped to look at my watch, started walking again, and whack! It nearly took 10 years off me. That was the big piece. The rest is splintered all over like shrapnel. Charlie's cleaning it.
Oh, sorry. So you're okay?
Better than the roof, at least. Get those roofers back.
We'll call him today.
She noticed, Miss Cass noticed the can of scraping.
Right, and your daughter did that.
Oh, yes.
Suspension?
Most likely.
Is this going to be an ongoing issue?
No.
Well, my middle daughter was a complete pain in the ass when she was here. I got phone calls at least twice a month about something idiotic, smoking, cheating, trying to prove something. Make sure you tell the new parent tour guides to use the side entrance to the gym.
Of course.
And don't forget about the roof.
I won't. I've been thinking. I've been, well,
Not enough protein in your breakfast? Or have parents coming?
I've got an offer to go back to Haverton as a full-time principal, not acting.
Okay.
It's something I'm considering.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I've been wondering
Wandering.
about fit,
Who's fit? Your fit?
everything, I guess.
Okay.
I know the timing is not great, but at the end of the school year, it'd be tough to find someone for the fall.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I thought I could be able to balance
Balance.
the inconsistencies.
Well, heavy the crown, or uneasy the crown, whatever.
I don't want to leave.
I don't want you to either.
You don't?
You think I would?
To be honest, I don't know.
I think you've done an excellent job. The faculty aren't complaining to me anymore. The parents and students on the whole seem happy. Our recruitment this year was strong. You represent us well publicly and to the board. Yes, I'm pleased.
Oh.
Then what's the issue?
It's just when you brought me on, it seemed pretty clear that we had to address some major issues that you wanted me to.
And we will, as I've expressed multiple times when the timing is right.
The timing seemed pretty urgent when I
We
started.
still have to.
It's been 3
We
years.
have to stabilize first. That's what I said. You get out of the hole before you dig it deep.
But by avoiding these issues, aren't we just
We're not avoiding, we're stabilizing.
If you're on a boat,
Okay.
look, and the boat is sinking, and you can't bail the water, like you can't just bail the water, you have to fix the hole too.
Yes, exactly.
So you agree with me?
You need to bail the water and fix the hole.
Right. But we aren't doing that.
We are, and we will.
No, but I'm saying now. None of these things are going away. Not our finances, not our history.
That's right, they'll be here.
It's not like they'll be any easier to manage the longer we wait.
We don't know if that's true.
Since the article, I've had 3 more graduates reach out to me just in the past 2 days. They all feel like they can finally talk about it now that he's dead.
You know, we don't yet have the ability to withstand the hit the publicity would put on this school. You know the finances. We're not ready.
But we'll never be totally ready. There will always be something holding us back to make us feel not ready. Some dip in the stock market, or a full moon, or a broken roof tile.
We need to stabilize. And that is what we will continue to do.
I am lying to my daughter. I'm constantly covering up the tracks with everyone. And it's not what God, when you hired me, you wanted to look forward. All I do is look back every time I've tried to start a process or get a conversation going or help anything. You just put up a big stop sign.
And stop signs stop accidents.
Mrs. Trask, I have to think, just maybe, the issue for the school over these years hasn't been that the past few heads of school weren't doing a good job, or navigating the rocks, or maybe making tough decisions. I have to think it was just you not letting them.
You sure that tile didn't hit you on the head?
I've seen the emails, and it's all the same conversation. We're not ready. Wait. Every time. You never wanted them to be observant. You just wanted them to say, thanks, and move on. Dealing with these issues isn't just about keeping them quiet and making them go away. Is that what you wanted?
What I want is for the head of the school to think about the survival of the school. That is what we were talking about, survival.
33 girls. 33! What about if all you're doing is protecting the physical building and not the value it stands for?
Without the building, we have no values.
But without the values first.
So we should just let your daughter graffiti all over the gymnasium? Is that what you want?
No,
Maybe hang a new banner. Waverly Hall, home of the oil sluts and pedophiles.
Mrs. Trask,
Look, you have the luxury of taking the short view. Your family hasn't been safeguarding the school for 170 years, leaving it to me to make sure it goes on for 100 more. So if I say wait or stop, it is with the knowledge that our decisions today will have long-lasting implications. You think I don't weep with every new accusation that arises?
you did it just now.
We have inserted windows in all closed spaces. We have updated all policies. All employees are vetted. We lectured until the cows come home. What else values? How can you say I don't uphold the values of this school?
I'm not saying that.
You just accused me of not having any.
No.
I am staggered by your ingratitude.
It's just, for me, the inconsistencies. It's hard to make it all square together.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're feeling a little stretched, honey. Welcome to leadership. My father was chair of this board before me, and you don't think he made decisions that I felt squeamish about now and then? He was the reason it took so long to admit black students. I fought him on it, tooth and nail. If it was up to me, we would have had them decades before.
And if you had, just think about how
We would have
much of
lost half the school student body. End of story. We wouldn't be sitting here today. You think I'm joking? I'll show you the letters from the parents threatening to leave. I'm upholding the values of this school. How about the value of providing the best education possible? The value of creating the strongest women leaders in the world. Those sound like good values to you? They sound like good values to me, don't they?
Yes, of course.
That's at the heart of every decision I make. Not protecting a building. And I wish I could have done more for your sister and those other girls. But I need to think about the girls here now.
Don't you want this school stronger than when you began?
That's a stupid question. We've got parents coming. Get the roof fixed.
You need to step down.
Come again.
You've done amazing things for the school, for the students, for decades.
Incredible.
But maybe it's time to consider.
First you say you're leaving. Now you want me to leave.
I'm just trying to think about what's best for the school,
Ungrateful.
for the students.
Ungrateful. This school would have closed 20 years ago if it hadn't been for me.
I'm not arguing that.
Huh, then what the hell are you saying?
It just feels like we keep putting off the inevitable.
20 years ago, people thought this place closing was inevitable.
Everybody we've been lying to, the students, the parents, saying everything is great. That we've always had their best interest at heart.
Please have.
Oh, at some point soon, they're going to be faced with the fact that we haven't always, that their kids haven't always been safe. That we depend on weapon sales and fossil fuels to keep the lights on. God, when we realize that, and 100 other things, when it all comes out, and it will eventually, they will burn this place down. And really, it won't be because those things happened. It will be because we made them think that for so long, they never could happen. Your grip is too tight, Mrs. Drask, and it's just not helping anymore. But you have to let go. You have to trust that there are people that love this place and what it stands for and what it can accomplish. I don't know if anyone could ever love it as much as you. But you have to let them try.
If I were to leave, I would be spitting in the face of my father. The family would have no presence.
Let me invite Joey back to the board. He'll keep the legacy.
Joey will turn it into an ice cream parlor.
His family. He loves you.
Joey hates this place.
No, I think he hates the inconsistencies. He loves what education can do. You gave him that. You can trust it. Will you do this?
I will take it under advisement.
No.
No.
No. I need an answer now. Not, I'll consider, I'll get back to you, or I'll take it under advisement. I don't want a delay tactic on this. Not again. Please. If Joey says he'll step back on the board, do you agree to step off?
The dogwoods are starting to bloom. It's always so pretty.
Mrs. Drask, if Joey says
Okay.
he will... Okay?
Fix the roof.
Of course.
Maureen sees the can of spray paint and kind of dark. With newfound bravado, she picks it up, walks to the stain on the walls, tracks that would never be cleaned, and sprays it with paint. She realizes she's made a mess of the wall. She races out of the room and quickly comes back with a giant stack of industrial paper towels from the girls' bathroom.
Maureen hurriedly tries to wipe off the paper towels, but it leaves just a big dark smudges on the wall. Takes it in, then makes another attempt to wipe it clean, but it's still stained. She exits. End of play. Thank you, everybody. We have a bit of a time crunch, so but I want to have a discussion, okay? So let's get up here, Kevin. Okay. Woo-hoo. Got actors, please get your props and everything so that we can get this other reading in, okay? First of all, I want to thank the actors. I'm going to thank Kevin, and again, Rob, thanks for videotaping, appreciate that. Okay, so. Okay.
And thank you.
Thank you. So, okay, this is an intriguing play for me. It was all kinds of issues going on about it, especially at private school. So, what did you think of this? Anybody? Comments? No? Jack?
Okay, it's interesting, it took a long time for it to take shape in my head as I was watching. I couldn't tell what generation it was about, I couldn't tell what was the school and the family situation doing in the same frame. By the end, you've even got a dramatic explanation for what Larry, is that the son?
Joey.
And it's pretty dramatically satisfying, although I find it difficult to believe he'd be interviewed for that position, but apparently his mom did too, so. So, in the end, it all does come together, but it takes a while.
Anybody else? Yes.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
Hi.
I'm so impressed with the number of themes you tackled in one play. And it was like reading 3 years worth of newspaper headlines, and we got it all in there. And having gone to a private high school myself, I could appreciate a lot of that. I did have some questions about, I guess, the abuse thing that came up so late. I wondered if the school could keep that a secret, even if they wanted to. 6 students have written, why wouldn't those 6 students also approach the newspaper? Or, why wouldn't that information have come out sooner? That's just a small thing. But on a larger scale, I wonder if it's to your advantage to put that particular theme in there, because all that you say about white privilege and rich people's privilege and all that, that seems to me to really hold water. But because the abuse could happen at any kind of school, it seems like that doesn't fit in with your theme of, less even the playing field. It's just a thought. I also had, and this might be because I apologize for coming in 2 minutes late, parking.
Yeah, it's all the charts.
My God.
Yeah.
I drove
Who
around.
knew?
I mean, I was here 15 minutes early, it didn't matter.
Right.
But, so I missed the very beginning, and I wasn't sure. I thought the woman who came in and circulated and so on was the main character's sister.
It was.
And then later, who was the daughter?
Yeah.
Same actors.
Same actor.
2 roles.
Oh, okay, so that's, the audience might be confused about
Well,
that.
it's just that because I said sister and daughter, the thing is, she's dressed differently, she'll have, it's okay for them the same character.
All right.
Okay, so.
Just to comment on that, my wife has often made the comment that she would get her sister and our daughter confused because she was so maternal to both. And so that was sort of something I was playing with.
Yes, anyone? Yes, Kathy?
The dialogue was terrific. I thought that every scene had good conflict.
Angela.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be there, but not, it,
Yeah, thank you.
So, anyone else?
I was most excited about the last 2/3, really. And the, seeing the motivation for Maureen to get this job because of the situation with the daughter. That, for me, that's where it sort of, I got more into it. And as I said, I just was more excited by the final 2/3 of the play. And I know your title is The Search, and the search actually was if it was the job search, that was the least interesting part for me at the beginning. But sort of once that got rolling, the reason for Maureen wanting to be there was, and everything that happened after that was very compelling. Yeah, thanks.
Just one quick thing. I don't know if someone said this before because I was backstage, so I apologize if I'm repeating it. But have you thought about the scenes with the sister? Like there's the one in particular where the sister is fading away, where she's recalling the suicide, and that's the moment where Mrs. Strask and Angela are having kind of that heated moment. I mean, there's a lot happening. Have you thought of isolating those scenes, or I don't know if anyone else mentioned that, so I'm going to apologize.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think I may have in the original concept, but that's, yeah. So it's feeling it goes a little too much.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if anyone else felt. I mean, I'm on stage with that, so I don't know. It's a lot happening at the same time.
Yeah, I like the play very much overall. I guess with that scene and her fading away, to me, and I realize this is a reading and it's not a full stage production or anything. Yeah, I had forgotten that it was suicide. I was thinking she was dying of cancer. This fading away. In the I mean, not that I necessarily want to see something dramatic on stage, her taking pills or taking a gun to her head or something, but because she was there so long going downhill, it seemed more like a prolonged illness than a suicide.
Oh, interesting.
So,
yeah,
my 2 cents.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it'd be interesting to think about how to stage that without being melodramatic.
No, agreed,
Yeah.
agreed. Like I said, I wouldn't want to see something, but just this, she's there and fading for such a long time, it seemed like it was an illness.
Fair enough.
You can take one more comment.
Yeah, one of
about
the things
confidential.
I thought about, Kevin, one of the things that I thought about was in that moment when the sister was fading away or what have you, something that lighting could do to immediately go dark or what have you on her.
It's all about the lighting and everything, because there's so many scenes and everything, and there's crossfades, and there's all kinds of stuff going on.
So much going on.
So that it would completely delineate what's going on in each scene, and especially with lighting, okay? And there is, and also there is, in the end of each scene, I didn't read it because it's so important, the class bell rings, but they freeze and then they continue what they're doing. And when they at the end of each scene, they freeze and then continue into the next scene, okay? So I mean, there's all kinds of ways to stage this, okay? But I agree that there's some things that need to be more,
Just tighten up.
tightened up, yeah.
And that's one of the beauties of being able to see it on its feet,
Right.
is that you kind of figure out
Right,
where that can happen.
right. So, anyway, I'm sorry, yes, go ahead, Mary.
Yeah, just one quick, I thought it was a great bit of acting that Alex was doing, talking to the parents and whoever we were.
It was the bell.
It was on the bell.
Great about working.
But I felt like that was gonna be your conclusion, I was expecting the curtain. And then, oh, wait a minute, we find out there's not 6 students, it's 33, which is, wow. Yeah, so I mean, as good as that, it was cool, but I think you wanted to get to the next part of it to find out what the heck was going on, that there were 33 abused girls, which is the big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's your big deal, I
Right.
presume,
Yeah.
including your sister. That's
Right.
all I want to say about that bit. Powerful, but I don't know, do you need it?
Okay.
We have to wrap this up because we have another play coming in. So, everybody, thank you so much,
everybody.
thank you.